gamers from devastation to play games made in a foreign nation. To denounce the errors while wearing this glove. The games aren't all bad, well, sort of. Team Yaocket Grunt playing games that violate copyright! Actually, I give up. These games are right!
I am suffering! End my plight!
Happy holidays, YouTube! Unless you're watching this in May? Are there any holidays in May? None worth remembering. But you didn't click on this video for a Gregorian calendar. You clicked on this for some Pokemon bootleggy goodness. And I have the perfect festive one for you. Pokemon Christmas version. Made in the year 2014 by Matteo, we have a very faithful remake of Pokemon Gold version. The only difference is, there's snow everywhere! It takes place in Johto, where all the events of Gold version happened back in summer. This is 6 months later during the festive season. Also, Matteo himself is the one who introduces us to this game and informs us that he smuggled in some Gen 3 and 4 Pokemon, which is just fantastic. Now, originally I chose to be a boy, but I quickly realized there just aren't any good Christmassy names for boys. For the girls, you got Mary, Noel, Mary, but like with an E. So I changed my gender and went with Holly. Very festive. I also got to name my rival, who I gave the name of Jolly. Yep, I think the naming theme of this game shall be Christmassy names. Also, due to the graphics and the season, I think I'll mainly be using Ice Pokemon. But I'll make my starter a Cyndaquil to round out some of Ice's weaknesses. And I've got the perfect name for him. Chimney! And now I'm off to do Elm's task. In the original game, it was to go to Mr. Pokemon's house and then return an egg. But in this game, it's going to Mr. Pokemon's house and getting a Christmas present and returning that to Professor Elm. I also liked that the Mart would sell me Pokeballs before my task was complete. Not that I would catch anything available. We got Rattatas, Pidgeys, and Zigzagoons. After I give Professor Elm the Christmas gift, I have a battle with Jolly, who uses a Marill, which I really hope is like a roundabout pun of saying Marill Christmas.
We wish you a Marill Christmas and a Hoppip New Year!
Alright, now I'm off, and it's pretty much Gold version, but with snow everywhere. I fought my way over to the first gym, leveling up only my Cyndaquil, and then I fight Falconer, and I lost the first fight. Once I lost, I realized, wait, this isn't a challenge video, I can use any items I want in battle. So I started again, popped a couple of potions, and then pulled out a win. Chimney even evolved. Then Falconer gave me the badge and the TM. And one thing that I really liked that Matteo added in this game was he gave TMs unlimited uses. So most of my Pokemon did end up learning Mud Slap. I moved on to the ruins of Alph, and since it's winter, all the ponds are frozen and I can skate across them to get to the other puzzles. But I didn't really need to be here, so I moved on. So I went on to the southern cave, which is completely dark. Something about snow covering the skylights. I did try to brute force it, but Gen 2 is the hardest game to brute force since you have 0 landmarks once you lose sight of the door. However, I did find a Swinub who is an ice type. I caught the little guy and named him Sugar Plum. So I headed back to Bellsprout Tower and fight the monks, eventually earning myself Flash. But not wanting to waste a move slot on Flash, I took some kid up on a trade offer to trade a Geodude for a shiny Pikachu. I never used the Pikachu outside of using it for Flash. In fact, I stashed it in the daycare once I got there. But with Pikachu's help, we made it through the cave, and we ran into one of the first big changes for Pokemon Christmas version. So since Team Rocket stole all the Slowpoke tails in the summer, we don't have to do that this time. In fact, the Slowpoke well is frozen shut. But Team Rocket is still up to their nefarious purposes. You see, there's a small cave filled with Delibird, and Team Rocket is stealing all of the presents that Delibird uses for Christmas. A perfect holiday heist. It's similar, it's different, I love it. So I go up to the cave, smack them around about, and boom! Christmas is saved. If you received any presents today, you're welcome. Then I stuck around in the cave to try and get my hands on a Delibird. It seems like the perfect catch for Pokemon Christmas version. Problem is, they're slippery little rascals. It's like trying to catch an Abra, always running away. After about half an hour, I finally caught one. I was really hoping for a boy so I could name him Old Saint Nick, but I got a girl. However, as I mentioned, there are tons of feminine Christmas names, so I went with Carol.
And they called her Christmas Carol.
And with all of that fun out of the way, I went to Bugsy's gym, and I had a Quilava with me. I'll let you guess how that fight went. We had another fight immediately after that with Jolly, and it went a little differently. I mean, I still won, but I mean, not every single one of her Pokemon died in one hit. After that was Elix Forest. Not too much happened here, but I did find a mossy rock. That's right, Matteo added in all of Generation 4's evolutions. If Bill still offers the player an Eevee, I know what I'm doing. And soon enough, I meet him, and he does offer me an Eevee. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. So here's the thing, I want a Glaceon, and I was considering a G name, but come on, Christmassy names, Eevee, there's only one name I can go with. Alright, Goldenrod City. This is one of my favorite cities in Pokemon, and this one's even crazier. As mentioned, Bill lives here and hooks you up with an Eevee. I can go battle Pokemon trainers in the underground and meet the hairdresser, and I can even get myself a free bike. But here's the big changes for the bootleg. First off, this game came out in 2014, several years after Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so the GTS has been implemented. Well, I mean, it's here, but it doesn't really work. And they added in a new gym. Well, I guess it's mainly like the repurposed Kanto Dojo because their prize for winning is a special rare water-type Pokemon, which I guess is their way of implementing the two fossils. And now I can go to the department store. It's mostly the same. One of the things that pretty much every single bootleg does is change the name of the drinks. And they did that here, and since baby it's cold outside, we got hot drinks. We got hot cocoa, coffee, espresso, and here I feel is a good place to talk about the dialogue of this game. This is what I feel makes or breaks a bootleg in my opinion. And this game hits it out of the park. There were only 2 grammatical mistakes in the entire game, and like 95% of the dialogue would be right at home in a real Pokemon game. The only notable exception is how many, gosh dang, dead 2014 memes are in this game. That was a tad annoying. But it's also self-aware. One kid even mentions Whitney's milk tank, which I'm gonna have to go face now. But with the thugs in the underground, trainers north of Goldenrod City, and that water gym taken down, I have the sufficient levels to defeat Whitney and her dastardly rollout machine. Now I go back up north, and I really like what happened here. So instead of fighting the Sudowoodo, there's a block of ice that needs to be melted with a special fire-type move. To learn this move, you need to get the TM from this hiker here, whose Pokemon is Sudowoodo, implying that he's the one who caught it. So you beat him down, you get that TM, and then you melt that rock. It's very cool. And now that we're in a new route, I will be catching a non-ice type Pokemon, because honestly, it's the most Christmassy Pokemon outside of Delibird.
To see if Standler really know how to fly.
Wait, do any of the reindeer have names that start with S's? Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Richard, and Nixon. No, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go with Rudolph. The next couple hours are mostly unchanged. You fight the Kimono Eevee sisters, you fight Morty. Wubba lubba dub dub! Wait, oh crap, that's not, okay. Actually, there is a slight change. You can't go to Mahogany Town because the route is blocked by an avalanche. But we still head on over to the city with the lighthouse, and Jasmine isn't in her gym. Jasmine never changes. But I can take a ferry to a completely new area, the Southern Isles, which is a tourist destination since it has no snow. But the place is crawling with rockets. You see, there's a shrine down here that they thought a legendary bird might show up to. So I need to defeat them and I find Jasmine, but she's being held captive by an admin at the shrine. The rockets in this game aren't too tough, but the admin is because she has a Houndour, and unfortunately most of my team is Icy Boys. But I do win and I rescue Jasmine, who invites me to challenge her at her gym. Which I do, but holy cow, she has over 10 levels on my Pokemon! It actually takes a lot of finesse and strategy to beat her, especially since most of my Pokemon are ill-equipped to fight Steel types. And I don't think I'm supposed to fight her yet, because now I head south and the trainers in the water have half the levels that Jasmine had. I mean, I beat them easily and get to the island, which has a new added area off the side. You go down this long and winding road to the Safari Zone, which has a Pokemon X and Y feature, the Friend Safari. Or at least, I think they wanted that, but Matteo never added it in. It's an upcoming feature though, check back regularly. However, in this area, I can straight up buy ethers, which I think is super sweet. Now we fight Chuck! Watch this!
Phil, what does that have to do with tape?
Level 29. Yep, I was not supposed to fight Jasmine when I did. So I defeat Chuck, and then someone offers me the HM Fly for winning. Hey, look! Stantlers really do know how to fly!
Straight up to
Okay, So now the avalanche that was blocking Mahogany Town is gone. So I go and I fight some trainers, and then I prepare to fight Team Rocket, and they're not here. I actually like that you fight Team Rocket, but you do different things. I mean, I can still go up to the Lake of Rage and get the shiny Gyarados, but that's about it. I don't need to go to Rocket's secret basement hideout with Lance. I just fight the lake monster, and now it's time to go to the gym. Alright, Bryce, it's fight time! Well, I mean, it would be fight time if I could figure out this stupid puzzle. Get back to me. Okay, it's fight time! And the footage for the fight is corrupt, so I guess you're just gonna have to take my word for it that I'm probably beating Bryce somewhere in this whole mess. You know what, this file is so corrupt, I'm afraid of even having it in Premiere. I bet it could easily corrupt the whole thing. I'm just gonna toss it in the trash. Now to, what is it, Blackthorn City? I don't know, we gotta go through an ice cave, which is jam-packed with trainers. That's something worth mentioning. A lot of the trainers have had their sprites changed to be wearing winter clothes. And can I just say that the female ace trainers and the lasses in their winter coats are unbearably cute. Also, you wouldn't believe this, but in the ice cave, they have the ice rock. I exposed Eevee to the slick coldness emanating from the rock, and it began to change into Glaceon. Alright, before I can challenge the gym leader, I need to thwart Team Rocket once again. They're trying to steal some dragons from the Dragon Cave, and since Claire overexerted herself during her training, she's not able to stop them. But that's what Rudolph's for! Hit him with a stomp attack! Alright, now I can go to the gym! Go to the gym, not beat it. Yeah, despite dragons being weak to ice, Claire is just too strong for me. So I take another hour and I go down to grind and... Oh, and one weird thing I want to mention, one little bootleg blunder. My bike inexplicably disappeared. I pressed select to get down to the training area and it said that I had nothing set to it. So I checked my bag and... Where's my bike? Dang it. And Gen 2's bike song is one of my favorites. Well, despite it being a key item, I don't really need it to kill Pokemon down in the cave. So I train until Quilava evolves into Typhlosion, and then I have a clean sweep of Claire's Dragon team. Right up until Gyarados shows up, and then it pretty much vaporizes my team. I was left with Stantler, one hit away from death, but I won. But hey, I leveled up enough for Sugar Plum to evolve into Mamoswine, so that'll be nice on my way to the Elite Four. Which has a lot of tough trainers and tough Pokemon, especially on the Victory Road part. Fortunately, the cave is relatively short. Later on, I get through it on 1 max repel. But at the end of it this time, is Hero. Oh yeah, Hero. I think I completely forgot to mention him. Yeah, wow, it completely slipped my mind, but you have 2 rivals, kind of like Wally in, Ruby and Sapphire. He's been here and there, but obviously he's quite forgettable. But he did stop me at the end of Victory Row. We traded blows, it was a mighty fight, but eventually I reigned victorious and made it to the Pokemon League. So I took multiple runs at the league. Funnily enough, the hardest person for me to fight was Lorelei, the ice trainer, because I have mostly ice. I do have Typhlosion, but just like Bryce, her ice types also have a lot of water types in there. She even has Articuno, which, funnily enough, is actually the easiest Pokemon to fight because fire actually works on it. But after her is Koga, who is much more reasonable, wielding mainly bugs and poison types. Oddly enough, he played really smart. Whenever I used Fly, on the second turn he'd use Protect, so I couldn't really use that move on him. Same goes for Bruno, too. Naturally, I want to use Flying on his Fighting-type Pokemon, but check this out. He started with a Mach Punch, and then let me fly up in the sky, just to have me land the attack right into a Fire Punch. I can't tell if these guys are really lucky or really smart, but I appreciate the challenge. Alright, now for the new champion, Karen. It's a fierce battle, and I actually managed to get a lot of mileage out of Chimney's Fury Cutter of all moves. And that leaves me to my real rival, Jolly. I never noticed it, but final rivals always seem to be the easiest fight in the game. Despite having higher levels, they use all different types, and as long as you have a Pokemon with a type advantage, you can take them all down in a couple of hits. And it all comes down to Leafeon. And while I would like to break out Glaceon and have them duel it out for Eevee supremacy, this is Pokemon Christmas version. I am uploading this on Christmas. I've held on to this mostly bad move for the whole game, simply so I could end it all with a present!
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Christmas version. I understand there's probably the entire Johto to explore, but we've come to a very natural stopping place. And with that, I believe I've finished off my year of Pokemon bootleggery. Look at all those games. Those are just my favorite ones. There was lots I didn't play, but anyway. Yes, I think I'm done for a while. I mean, certainly not done with bootlegs. There are still a lot more that I want to look at, but it's not going to be such a focus on my channel. I mean, come on, you think I'm going to throw away this awesome of a costume? Well, I believe that concludes it. Please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I got lots of videos planned, and I think I'm going to finish this video off with a nice little poem. To the top of the roof, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. They took to the sky like a graceful French hen, and then they softly said, I'm blasting off again!